Hey, it's Dave Gerhardt. I spent my career in marketing going from PR intern to CMO, and now I spend my time running Exit 5, which is, in my opinion, at least the world's best community for B2B marketers. If you need a place to connect with your peers, get feedback on your work, or just make new friends in marketing, you should go and check us out. It's exit5.com. You can learn more.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Vector, aka the reason that your ad targeting actually works. You know the ones with the cute little ghosties in the feed? Your favorite marketing team's secret weapon for ad targeting. See why at vector.co. Welcome.
Teslin. Oh, sorry.
Timothy.
Teslin, welcome.
2.
Notorious B2B.
Technically episode 50, but we're just skipping 49. We're just going 51.
We're just going with it.
We're just going with it.
It's B2B math anyway, so
it's B2B math. So
we got something for you though. We got a story.
We got a story.
You got a juicy story, so I'm really excited about that. We also have a very beefy docket. This is like after Thanksgiving, Sunday roast, bulk off-season docket type of thing.
There's a lot on here because we had a couple of weeks we didn't cover anything between
right.
ATF and here. No,
you don't need to say that. We just say it's a great docket.
Okay, so as you know, our last episode we were live at Above the Fold, which I wish we could do that kind of episode every time. Was it great?
I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, I
you were nervous.
It's very nerve-wracking. There's people watching.
So
think about it. It's like 70 people plus 2 eyes. Everyone has 2 eyes at that point, so 140.
Okay, so it's funny because a couple of people did listen to the episode because it's obviously live now and did watch it. And the feedback was, one, the crowd didn't laugh nearly as much as they should have laughed because we deserve that. But I said that the mics didn't really pick up a lot of it too. Like we would double mic up. I was like, people were laughing, but you just couldn't hear it.
This is why they do laugh tracks. For shows,
So we should do laugh tracks next time. And then the second thing is the Paceto beef in the survey with ATF, like 95% of people thought it was real. And one person told me that it was painful to watch. And I was like, no, we were like, it was cute. We were being funny or whatever. But as always, the crazy stuff happens when we're not filming or things that we typically can't talk about.
I mean, so I wasn't even there.
You weren't even there.
I was gone by then. But when I heard it, I would say my blood started to boil a little bit. But then I was like, wow, I've not, like, that's crazy. Like, I'm really excited, like, for you to tell the story.
Which really you didn't even bring it up. We were just going through the docket together, and 30 seconds before this call, I was like, I think we should talk about this. And you're like, really? Let's do it.
Yeah, you got me excited. I was going to say, no, let's not, like, we're past it. Let's just move it. But, like, yeah, that's a good story.
No. We need to talk about this stuff. I feel like historically, we've always swept things like this under the rug, and it needs to be not swept under the rug. So that's like what our show is about. You're so excited.
Jump in.
Okay,
because
I
met this person. I realized after, so I'm a little mad about it, but
yeah. Okay. So at Above the Fold, the format are these workshops. And so we have groups of 10 to 12 people that will come around to each workshop leader's thing. You run through a workshop. So I had a lot of one-on-one time, I guess, one to few time with many people. And there was this young gentleman there. The only thing I will shield from this situation are names because, whatever. But the story deserves to be talked about. So this person's there, young person, a young male, and very nice during the event. Talked to multiple people there. Everything was great. He was wearing this sling, and I had asked about his injury. So that's why I remembered him, is because I was like, oh, he's wearing a sling. I asked about the injuries. Okay, cool.
Great marketing.
Great marketing. Obviously, it was memorable. And everything was fine. And then the last day, we all go to this place called The Foundry for dinner. And there's drinks and food and merriment, and it's the last night, so everyone's like excited and rowdy and trying to make the most of it, whatever. So at the event, he told me he was wearing the sling even though his injury was almost healed, because he didn't want people bumping into him. And then when we were at the Foundry, I was like, hey, where's your sling at? And he said, well, I don't need it for tonight. And I was like, well, we're in much closer quarters tonight, so you'd think that you'd want to wear the sling. And he said, no, it's okay. I don't mind people bumping into me tonight. I was like, oh, okay. That's kind of a weird comment. Anyway, so I'm fluttering around like a butterfly, right? Like doing my thing, talking to everybody. And at some point, I'm sitting next to him at a table, very like normal conversation, kosher. He's definitely buzzed, if not drunk. I'm definitely buzzed because, again, Sahil loves to work. He worked me to the bone, as I will continue to say 600 more times. So I was feeling really good. And then we have this conversation. I get up and I say, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. And I get up to go to the bathroom. And then I feel myself being pulled back. So I'm being pulled back. And I thought that I like basically lost balance and kind of fell. So I was like, whoops. And then I got back up again, got back up again. I was pulled back again onto this gentleman's lap. At this point, I'm one, surprised. Two, there's like 20 people around us. So the gall is already pretty interesting. And then I had a friend pull me from him saying, hey, like what's going on? It's okay. We're going to have, so then I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I walk into the bathroom. I turn around. This person is following me now to the bathroom. And there's no one we really know around the bathroom, the way the place was set up. And so I instinctively was like, wow, this doesn't feel right. I don't want anything weird happening in the bathroom. So I bypass the bathroom and I just do a big circle and I come back to the group that I was initially sitting with. And then at that point, he kind of disappeared. But when I'd walked away, like the first time, he grabbed a handful of my backside as well. Now, just so everybody knows, I'm 36. I'm a mom of 2. I've been married for like fucking 8 years. Okay. This was giving very like college, and it's just weird to like be in that situation and whatever. I thought it just happened to me. Not that it excuses not talking to people about it, but I was like, whatever. So I'm at this point back with the group. He keeps kind of hovering around, and the group is like, all right, we got to go because this is just getting weird. People are starting to get angry, like people we know. When the group like, okay, I'm going to fight this guy. I'm like, okay, this doesn't need to happen. We can just all go. So everything's fine. We kind of forget about it. Everyone goes about their night, whatever. We're all back home. This week, I start talking to people in the chats, and I find out that in an hour and a half period, he had attempted to grope, hold, grab other women that we know in our group. And so there were a total of 4 women in an hour and a half, which is very efficient. So I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was me. I had apparently told another person, Andrea, who had come back from dinner, and I said, hey, that guy, like, watch out for him. He attempts to touch her. He also did this with another unnamed blonde woman at the Foundry. We still are, we don't know who it is.
Oh, not in the group?
Not in our group.
Not. Okay. Wow.
Maybe in the B2B event group, but I don't.
Okay.
Not in
sure
our
like
immediate group.
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh
Yeah.
No.
No.
And then finally, the last one, and I won't mention this person's name, but there was another person there was a group of people who went to this casino, and this woman wanted to go with them, and they were like, no, our Uber's full, but we could do a second car. And this gentleman, Mr. Sling, he saw the opportunity and then was trying to force this person into an Uber. And somebody saw it and basically separated them and said, no, you can't do that, and let him go.
You say force? Can you explain? I watch SVU too much, so.
Well, not like force, like put a bag over her head and throw her in the Uber. He was trying to strongly encourage her to get into this Uber.
Okay. She
was kind of like, is anybody else coming? Like, it's just us, that kind of thing. And he's just like, no, don't worry about it. Like, we can go. And then Andrea saw this happening, and then she pulled her away and said, no, she's not going with you. Now, so once I heard the 3 or 4 stories, I'm like, okay, something needs to be done about this. One, I need to find out who it is. I didn't even know the guy's name. So because he had done all of this in front of many people, I started sending texts to a bunch of people, and I'm like, who is this guy? He was wearing this, he had this, whatever. And I got a first name. And then because I have access to the ATF purchase list, I went, looked at the purchase list, found his last name. And then I saw that he was associated with this company of this guy that I know at the event. And I'm like, whoa, wait, I didn't even know they were related. So I sent him a message and he said, yes, I heard what happened. And he was fired at 7 a.m. the next morning already. So, and then I got a big letter of apology from them, which I'm like, you guys have nothing to apologize for. Like, how are you supposed to vet for that? I mean, we all had some point engaged with him during the day and it was fine, but not that alcohol is an excuse. It doesn't justify you being that way with anybody. And so that's what happened. Anyway, point is, not allowed at ATF again. Some people were like, oh, you should tell other people are hosting events. I'm like, that's really hard, right?
Yeah.
To go try to tell Pep and Dave and like all these people. But it is something that we are going to be watching for in spring. I don't think this person's going to be there, but just things like that. But definitely from ATF, this person will be banned in the future. Obviously, he was let go and things like that. But these are important things to talk about because we love to do this. We love to let it happen. I was going to let it go completely because it only happened to me. And I only decided to say something when 3 other cases came up and I'm like, oh shit. But then if that didn't happen, you'd just be a repeat offender because one person didn't want to speak up. So this is just me also, doing some damage control and saying like, I should have done it. Even if it was just me, I'm, also important enough to like have that conversation. So yeah, that was what happened. You weren't there. And it was funny because all of this was happening. You had left. You had to catch a flight, right? So you were like somewhere in Scotland. And then we were talking in a group chat about the NB2B footage and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh, by the way, make sure you take out this guy. And you're like, wait, what the hell is happening? And I was like, wait, I didn't tell you. And you were pretty pissed. So yeah, that's what actually happened. I never actually told you any of the details about it. I just kind of told you in the group chat. So yeah, that's what happened. Insane. Yeah. You don't think like B2B, I feel like 99% of us, one, we all know each other. Two, because you all know each other, your guard is down. You don't think that this can happen. It's like a work event, whatever. And then this happens and it's kind of shocking almost, like you're in denial. But
especially such a small group, like it was 70-ish people. I've been in enough of the bigger ones. Like there's the law of numbers, right? Like you have 50,000 people at an event. There's going to be some stories like that happen just because. Because there's also people that don't drink all year long and then they get away from the family and then they start drinking. They do stupid stuff because it's like their vacation essentially.
I mean, I found out that he was only like 23 and the minute I told people that, they were like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, no, even when I was 23, no, there were people in college and stuff, they never did stuff like this. Like people get drunk and whatever, but not like this was aggressive though. I mean, 4 women, like you might do it with one woman or something, I don't know, but not to make excuses for that behavior. But anyway, other than that was like kind of the crazy thing that happened there. That's never happened to me in the billion conferences I've been to. But I will say this, ATF was awesome though. Like it was fun, good group. Everybody was like the small, like don't make it bigger. The feedback was really great on the workshops. And so I know Sahil's already getting feedback and how to make it better next year, but it's definitely coming back next year. He won't be coming back, Sling guy, but we'll have other entertainment next year. But it was so fun. And I'm so glad that it happened. And we got to spend a lot of time with everybody we like, including our live show. We'll do another one next year.
Yeah, it was a good event. Weather was beautiful. Yeah, that was great. It's just good group of people too.
Yeah.
When you get a smaller group, except for, Sling Boy. But
except for Sling Boy. There's always one little bad egg. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into the beefy docket.
Super beefy.
Urgent all hands.
All right. We got some urgent all hands here because there's some big stories. Well, actually one big story. We've talked about it a couple of times now. OpenClaw. Big. Everyone's been talking about it for the last, 3-4 weeks tops. Everyone's loving it. I've been doing a lot of research on just the applications of it because obviously the security does scare me, but also it does seem like it could be cool. There's some really interesting stories out there in X and podcasts right now. But the story, though, is Mr. Sammy Altman has essentially, I don't know if you call it acquired, but acquired Mr. Peter Steinberger, the Claude bot the person that started the whole thing. Oh. He's now joining OpenAI. So they're basically trying to bring it in-house to OpenAI. And if I'm being honest, I think it's the worst thing ever to happen to Claude ever. It's screwed. I don't know about you, but I'm just OpenAI has just been messing up really bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though it's an acqui-hire, it's not like an acquisition. Doesn't sound like they didn't really give any details on like. I'm sure he got some extra money and stuff, but they didn't really put any details out there. But it's an acqui-hire. Now he's going to be Mr. Peter is going to be sitting under Sam, and I can only assume it's going to have ads. It's not going to be as. It's supposed to still be open sourced. But OpenAI was supposed to be open sourced.
Do you think
Remember?
that they're rebranding? Because they rebranded like 3 times. And
Yes.
do you think that
Bot,
they
yeah.
went from Clawbot to then Moltbot, and
Moltbot.
now it's OpenClaw to match kind of like the OpenAI deal that was coming? And it's kind of like already
No.
sub-branded
No.
underneath that?
No.
Or is it pure
Open
coincidence?
is just a word, literally a word. Like,
It's a pretty big word though in our world right now.
but it's just because it's open source. Like that's the whole thing. It's
Gotcha.
open source.
All
You
right.
gotta remember
Okay.
that. Claudebot
All
was
right.
because Claude got mad. Moltbot, that sounded like a Pokemon. And then whatever, Lobsterbot or Lobster Open
OpenClaw.
or OpenClaw.
Open.
Yeah. Regardless, again, I have mentioned that I've been doing a little research on it, and there does sound like there's some really cool use cases for people that have figured it out. But I would debate, the hype is definitely dying down, at least,
Okay.
in my opinion. A lot less on the old LinkedIn, but there is probably because Claude is kind of taken over, and there's a lot more of those posts. But I think the hype's dying, in my opinion. But then there's also some other stuff that I saw come up. So Oren Greenberg posted about this
Oh,
on
love
the
him.
LinkedIn. You do?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because I know him. He's one of my early LinkedIn friend people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, basically, Google's going to start blocking the tool OpenClaw. So Google blocks paying AI scribers using third-party OpenClaw tool.
What?
So essentially, if that's like one of your connectors, it's one of your skills and all that, they're going to start blocking it, which means I think other tools are going to start blocking it as well, making it kind of useless. Well, actually, it's what's going to happen. It's going to play right into OpenAI, where the only tool it can actually use is OpenAI type of tools. All those other ones.
I mean, everyone is talking about the doomsday AI thing, which I get. That's what we had a little technical issue because my husband has started some content series called Replaced, and he's interviewing people to ask them what they would do if AI actually replaced their job. And it may not be a bad thing, but it's like, I just feel like before it gets to that point, there's going to have to be a lot of like legal restrictions and stuff that's going to come down. I mean, companies already doing it to each other. And like locally, I just heard yesterday from my aesthetician, and she said that at her kid's high school, this boy took all the 8th grade girls and made nude pictures of them and published them online one by one. And now he's facing legal repercussions, like the police and everyone are involved, and the school's regulations on like AI use and things like that are going to start coming up. But it's like, there's going to be stuff like this. And then these companies are all trying to capitalize on it. Who's trying to monopolize the market? Who's trying to Google obviously has a vested interest because they have their own AI. They don't want this like now Clawbot that's now going to be part of OpenAI crawling their stuff. It's like, no, it's my stuff. It's not your stuff. It's going to do this thing, and it's almost going to self-correct. What do you think?
I have no idea. We have no idea. We have zero idea what's going to happen. There's obviously going to be some legal stuff that happens, but like it's such a new thing that no one knows what to legalize and not. And also there's going to be over legalization on some things versus not.
For sure.
We have zero idea. No one can.
What would you do if AI replaced your LinkedIn ads side completely? What would you do?
Are you talking like it runs my business so I still make money, or like you're saying
no. It just the second part. Like if your cost of living or standard of living stayed exactly the same as now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you could be anything you want in the world. So like, for example, we talk about your wife being a teacher, right? So like plenty of people want to teach, but maybe they're like, I don't want to deal with the salary thing. So what if you had the same standard of living, but you could do anything you wanted in the world? What would it be?
I still have to make enough money to live that standard of living, right? You're saying?
Yeah, but we're not using realistic
This isn't like
numbers. Like
money's not an option. Like money doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Or is it like
kind of money doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want, but like not like you have the same standard of living. Say the teacher's salary paid the same as what you're making now. Would you be a teacher?
no? That sounds
Okay.
terrible.
Like okay,
Sounds
so what
brutal.
is that? What is the thing that you would do if it made you like a good living?
I would answer because I
Oh,
would
no.
I would just 10x my business with AI. If it can run my business, I would just do.
No, not running your business. What
I
would
would
you do?
I would
What
set
is
it
your
up so it
dream
runs my
job?
business, so I don't have to work.
So you wouldn't work at all if you had it.
No, I would still create things. I wouldn't work though.
Okay.
I'd love to create things. Oh, my list of hobbies and my list of things I would love to do with Lovable and all these things are tremendous. I would love to just be on podcasts all day and just create videos and
Yeah.
travel. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love
So
to do that.
this was my answer because I did the interview with him and I said that I would basically just go all in on us doing podcasts, which he's like, well, you're kind of already doing that. I'm like, no, we're not all in. We're doing it along with our other business, but it would be fun to just be on podcasts all day, create content, and just like F around on
Yeah.
LinkedIn while maintaining same standard of living. And it would be awesome to do it in a different country every month, just travel around and do podcasts, and that's it. The end.
I would probably just sell AI tools to replace your LinkedIn ads business. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Hey there, Jess Cook, head of marketing at Vector here. And anyone who listens to Tass and Tim on Notorious B2B is a friend of mine. So I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. Native targeting is filling your funnel with ghosts. Wouldn't you rather put your ad dollars toward, I don't know, people on your website, clicking your ads, researching your competitors? I know I would. Vector lets you build ad audiences from those exact people. Unlike native targeting, which gatekeeps that shit, only letting you pick like some titles and industries and then just trusting them to show your ads to the right people. Boo. Okay. Rant over, go to vector.co and get your ad audiences right.
Big prompt energy.
Big prompt energy.
Very big.
So speaking of AI agents, we have this. So we have this thing right here. And Nikki Pilkington, non-wanky SEO.
Wow.
Okay. Interesting tagline. Says, I'm just going to leave this here. And it's a screenshot from the R Analytics subreddit on Reddit. And it said, we just found out our AI has been making up analytics data for 3 months and I'm going to throw up. You know what's funny? I actually saw this post in the wild on Reddit before I saw it here.
Wild Reddit. Wow.
Yeah. I love Reddit. I'm always
Crazy.
on there. So it says, so we've been using an AI agent since November to answer leadership questions about metrics. It seems amazing at first. Fast answers, detailed explanations. Everyone loved it. I just found out it's been hallucinating numbers this entire time. Our VP of sales made territory decisions based on data that didn't exist. Our CFO showed the board a deck with fake insights. The AI was just inventing plausible sounding percentages. I only caught it by accident when someone asked me to double check something. I started digging and holy shit, it's bad. Now, this is why, and I keep telling people this, right? One, you have to always double check your work. Every single one of my prompts are like, make sure that it's rooted based on evidence. And then I question it like I would question an intern doing research or even our VAs. I'm like, where do you get this number from? Where do you get this thing from? And I'll be like, show me the link. And sometimes it'll show me the link and I'm like, this doesn't, it goes to a 404 page. It's like some fake thing. Or like one of the other ones is, last week we did our ATF episode and Kevin Rapp told that story about the $10 million embezzlement. And AI kept going between 5 million and 10 million. I'm like, he's never mentioned 5 million one time. Like, where is it getting the 5 million number? So it's just stuff like that where you like have to double check and verify because shit like this happens. And then when you have people like C-suite and boards to report to, like it's effed up.
Yeah, it's very true.
This isn't the first kind of story we've covered on this. And Amrita, our friend, former VP marketing at Zapier or whatever and ClickUp, but she had posted about how 11 Labs is now insuring the AI agents because of shit like this. So now you can cash in, you can make a claim and be like, hey, we use this, it sucked, and now we're going to sue you over it.
Well, you know what sucks?
Please tell me.
Is part of me thinks this is a lie.
What? The Reddit post?
Yeah. It'd be a great story to tell on Reddit and go viral. 100%.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but is this a big possibility? 1000%. You think that there are other companies out there right now using AI and reporting shitty numbers? 1000% it's happening right now.
Yes. The problem with it,
I think it's less about the accuracy of this one story and more about how plausible this is that it can happen to literally everybody. And it's probably happening to everybody right now.
yeah, no, I agree. The question that always like comes up to me is like, if you're trusting it like that, you're dumb. Like straight up, like you're because I'm reading the post, right? It says that their VP of sales made territory decisions based off of the data that didn't exist. That sounds like you're very either new, so you don't even have any historical data to understand. Like you just, or you have no common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like a VP of sales is still going to look in Salesforce, right? Like unless and I don't know their setup. It's very vague. I don't know the setup, right? Is the data being ported into Salesforce? Like, can you just look at Salesforce real quick?
Yeah. But I wonder if it's that thing because I've done it before. Like I know you have built custom GPTs. Like we have one for Notorious B2B. We have one for our businesses, whatever. And you can give it as much context as you want.
Yes.
But it'll spit out an answer for you because it's happy to oblige. But if you poke it a little bit and you're just like, wait, where did you get that from? You are absolutely right. Blah, 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 blah. And maybe some LLMs are better than others. But for sure, you're telling me if that was ChatGPT, that is 100% possible.
Oh, all of them are all possible. I've been using ChatGPT forever, but then I started using Claude and Gemini. They will all make stuff up for you.
Oh yeah,
they all do. So it's 100% true. What I'm saying though is
you're not verifying the stuff.
You're not verifying for 3 months. For 3 months, because by the way, and I've worked with tons of companies on data. If one person sees, like, if you build out like a Google Data Studio report, not using AI, you build out yourself. You have the integration with the platforms. If it's wrong one time, all trust is gone.
Yes.
You never trust it again.
Yes.
You always verify. So you're telling me for 3 months, no one noticed any difference, because I can tell you right now, sales is still going in Salesforce. They still got to use Salesforce. I don't know what they're using. Obviously, I'm just making assumptions on what they have a CRM, right? Yeah. VP of sales did not look at one freaking report in whatever CRM.
Well, because people are lazy and they're moving fast. And
That's
they're like,
what I'm saying.
AI is smarter than me. So, or I think Joe must have verified it. It's not my job to verify. It's my job to take the data and make decisions on it. But someone is like, oh, I'm just going to use AI. They've reported into this. And even if they discovered it was wrong, they've just been like, my ego's on the line, or we've made too many decisions and we're just going to run with it. I bet you there's some cover up and shit that's happening, or some like accountability where they're throwing it on someone else,
So that's a very good point. There is probably someone was in charge of it. I'm just making up a title. VP of RevOps who's setting it up, right? Or maybe a director. Maybe it's a director. It doesn't have to be VP at all. They're reporting to the VP of sales.
Yeah.
And they did find one day, month in, 3 weeks in, that data was wrong. But it saved them 10 hours.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's not like that big of a deal. Like, it's not that big of a, like.
Or like how base. Yeah, how off base could it be?
Too much. But like, yeah, it was off base, like, let's just say, percentage-wise, it's off base 10%. That's not going to make or break us. But over 3 months, that 10% turns into 15, 30. And then when you start making decisions on it, so to your point, that could have also happened. VP of sales could have also been doing that. Like, our numbers looking great. I'm getting a raise 3 months in. Remember, this is 3 months. They have quota. We're hitting quota based off of AI saying, I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm going to see what happens. And then you get fired. Then who cares? Like, what? You get fired and nothing happens. You don't have to give back the money. Like, you kept that. There's also that. So to your point,
President's Club, baby. President's Club.
Exactly. Maybe they're already on the way out. Think about the people that are like, I want to leave this company. I'm just going to make my life easier. This is great.
Yeah. Screw it. I'm kind of
so
with
either
them now.
It's real, and you know how that goes. Like, there's some people that are just, it's so silly. It depends. I'm also starting to think this is a bigger company where everyone is very siloed, so no one's really checking everything, and you're just trying to make it. You're just trying not to get fired. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, why do the most when you can do the least, or do the most with AI, whether it's accurate or not? I mean, we've all been in reporting meetings where we're like, shit, the numbers don't look good. How do I make this story positive? My former boss used to do it all the time. If we had a month that was like a little bit slower,
Mhm.
she would always sit with the debrief before the reporting meeting with the CMO and be like, okay, like, we want to keep the story positive. That's what she used to say. We want to keep the story positive. So we're down, but the reason is because we launched
Mhm.
blah blah blah, and it's gonna take some time. Oh, come on. It's AI's trained on our bullshit. So like, it's just doing what we would have done anyway. We even did the work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because that's the thing. We're making these. We have these stories now because of AI, and we want to blame the AI. Just remember, humans been lying forever.
oh
Like
yeah.
humans love to lie.
Yeah.
You want to hit quota? Lie.
That,
If CFO's
yeah.
not going to check it, lie.
Yes. Do
You know how
it.
many stories of people like money like there's so much like money moving around.
Yes,
like, there's
we
fudgery
just-
everywhere.
We just covered the
just spread
$10
it.
million embezzlement by the CMO during the last episode. Go check that out. You know, just like do it until you get caught. Come follow us for more advice.
What
on how to
I'll
do well
say
at your
is,
jobs.
if you're not checking it for 3 months, whose fault? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Is it really
I
AI's
mean,
fault? No.
Yeah.
Tools do this too before AI. This has been
Yes,
happening
exactly.
forever. Like
Exactly. Like when I found out our ABM, like the pipeline numbers in our ABM tool were not matching the pipeline numbers in Salesforce, even though it is hooked up to Salesforce. Where the hell are you getting the pipeline numbers from? Oh, we got to, it's just the way our tool can. Well, if my CRM's not saying it, that's not saying it. So, this has been happening pre-AI. We can't blame AI for this.
Yeah.
Check your shit. Check your shit. That's all we're going to say.
I agree. But, we got something new
Okay.
to blame. So that's great.
Speaking of AI and our trust in AI, what's the next topic?
I'm happy for this company, Anthropic. They got a pretty big funding round, 30 billion, Series G. When does
Oh my
that
God.
end?
How many? Wait, how is there anything more than G?
Yes. They can keep going.
Yes. Really?
I learned that a couple years ago. You can keep going. Like there's no stop.
What's the
The
highest?
usual is
someone's
like
gone?
A to G. I would say G is usually the highest, but I've
Okay.
seen I think I've seen I too.
You're like,
I was trying to do some
what letters are
alphabetical-
left?
HIJKL.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I've seen I before. I could be wrong on that, but I've definitely seen H.
Okay.
You can keep. I'm pretty sure you can keep going. Like there's filters in some of these platforms for like funding rounds, and like I'm
Okay.
pretty sure J is. Regardless, pretty big funding round. I think it's actually the story says it's like the second highest in tech because following OpenAI's raise of 40 billion last year, so second biggest private financing round for tech.
Wow.
There's probably a reason, and I don't know about you, but I feel like LinkedIn has been wild with Claude.
Oh yeah, you don't even hear about ChatGPT anymore.
Like Claude Sonnet,
Everything is
Claude
Claude.
4.6, like everything just Claude Code, Claude Work,
Claude
Co-work.
Co-work.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
wild with Claude. I don't know if that's a marketing stunt, bullshit stunt, bullshitters. Like it's probably all of it, but they've been going pretty wild. It's just, I just hate it because of that. But I would say there's been some funny kind of posts out there. I would give I just want to give kudos to Saad Khan here, who is.
Okay.
Do you know who Saad Khan is?
No. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, maybe not. But I thought it was pretty funny. It says Claude acting different after Anthropic's 30 billion raise. It's a screenshot of chat. He asks, is it worth paying the 99 cents for iCloud storage? Claude says, sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you over the broke.
Oh my God. I would love if
That's
AI
funny.
talked to me that way. It would be freaking hilarious. Like, I would love that. I would love
It
that.
also says above it, thinking about like, where it says like thinking and it'll
Yes.
say like what it's doing, thinking about how you need to get your money up.
Okay, this is great. This is
It's
this
actually
is
really
so
funny.
funny. It's so funny.
I just thought
Okay,
that,
amazing. So, but the funny thing about the raising Series G or whatever too
G,
is
yeah.
that apparently there were a lot of investors who backed OpenAI, but now they joined Anthropics too. Are they doing? Yeah, like not really a loyal thing. They're just kind of putting their eggs in multiple baskets instead of one, right?
Yeah.
With the funding. So,
No one
okay.
really knows who's going to win.
Mhm.
Everyone a year ago, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, OpenAI is going to win."
So
Use
they're
them
now
lately?
just betting on multiple horses because they have that much money to just go, both ways.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
insane.
mean, that's just how it is. I was just kind of doing some research on the series thing. Like, so it usually goes up to F.
Okay.
It's not, or no, D's you like the classic. Like if you read anything, it's like, here's the startup funding stages. You got the pre-seed, seed,
Yes.
all that. D, and then IPO. But obviously no one's really IPOing as much these days. So it's just like, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's just see how far we can go.
That's interesting. Yeah. My last company was Series D, and they've been sitting there for a little bit since then. So the natural next step would have been,
it's usually
the
IPO or
but
like a
yeah.
secondary fund, like a secondary
Yeah.
funding. G's aggressive.
G's pretty G. It's pretty
Gangster.
gangster. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Good for them.
Okay. Well, speaking of Anthropic, maybe it has something to do with their Super Bowl ads. What do you think? I mean, this is the third time we're talking about it, but I'm sure all their investors are saying, well, what's the ROI on the 4 shady ads you did against OpenAI? And we actually do have some data to share on that. So, well, in case you missed it, Anthropic did 4 comparison ads in the Super Bowl where they basically threw a lot of shade at OpenAI, who announced that they were going to do ads in ChatGPT. So go look those up. Those are great. We covered in the last episode. Go watch the last episode. We cover one of them, the best one. But here are the results of those ads. So Anthropic actually gained an 11% user bump after the Super Bowl ads. And data also shows that there was a 32% increase in app downloads, and it pushed, which is crazy, across all, like Apple and Google Play and everything else. And then their ads also moved Claude's app, because of those increase in downloads, into the top 10. Apparently they were in the top 50 before that. They weren't even like anywhere close to top 10, which is like crazy. So now they're in the top 10 after that. So for the people who are like, what's the attribution on running ads like that because it's brand awareness, whatever, it worked well for them. They did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the numbers I want to see after a Super Bowl ad.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like we don't get that a lot.
You don't get them.
No.
But when you're Series G, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can tell the world you're not IPO'd yet,
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's great. I have a love-hate relationship with them. Like I'm using them now, but I'm so over the LinkedIn feed with all the just bullshit about it. Like, oh, I love Claude. It outreach, 10x my outreach. Didn't. Lies. But good for them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And also one more little bit of a circle back. Mr. Beast had his ad with Salesforce, where he was giving away that $1 million. And so I just wanted to see very quickly whether anybody had won the $1 million and figured out the puzzle that he had. So just FYI for anybody, the ad in partnership with Salesforce featured this like complex treasure hunt thing requiring users to solve a series of puzzles to win $1 million. However, Mr. Beast confirmed as of February 9th that no one has solved it and no one is even close. So there's also a Salesforce AI agent, Slack bot, and it was set to be used to help participants find the right direction, but still unclaimed. So nothing yet. So womp womp, that did not work out the way he thought it would work out. And they probably made it too freaking hard. Now, if it was something where people did win it, like that would have been great publicity for them as a follow-up. But like, we're just sitting around waiting for someone to win. People are probably over it. They're like, I'm not gonna solve this. I'm gonna move on. And that's it.
This reminds me of
a Tesla incident.
Tesla incident back.
That was different because they
Definitely
just chose
different.
chose not to give it away. Someone did win that though. They just did not give it.
All right, I'm just saying. Sounds very interestingly similar.
Well, what about if someone's listening and they're like, what the hell is he talking about with the Tesla incident? Are you going to
look up hockey stack Tesla? That's what I would
look up hockey stack Tesla? We will not cover
YouTube.
it.
There's something on YouTube for it.
Oh,
look it up on LinkedIn too. It'll be there.
It'll
Some
be there.
People will be
LinkedIn.
like, oh, I remember this. Yeah, you'll understand.
Yes. Okay, let's move on.
Moving on to Just Flag.
Just flagging.
I'm very excited about this one if it's true. So this is from the horse's mouth. VP of Product Management at LinkedIn. Let me just repeat that. VP, Vice President of Product Management at LinkedIn. This is not just me or you or some Joe Schmo or Lindy Lou. This is VP of Product Management at LinkedIn saying this. Yes.
Okay.
So this person put out a video, not just a text post either, a video.
So she's a real person.
Real person. Maybe. Hopefully. So this is from Gyanda Sachdeva. Back with a Friday update today. It's about comments and the steps we are taking to keep the conversations in the comments authentic and helpful. TLDR, and I'll talk through these. Automated comments submitted to a LinkedIn via browser, extension, script, or third-party tool without human action involved in clicking the comment button are not allowed on LinkedIn. Instead, we want to focus on the comments that are authentic and spark genuine conversations. So there's a whole video, and we'll link it or we'll play it on the video here. But I want to give you, she basically gives 3 things that they're doing right now that I really hope they actually do, and not just, lie.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Number 1, the AI comments. She said if they detect it, they will remove them from the most relevant section. So, you're not removing the comments totally, but you know how there's the 2 options you can do: most relevant or most recent.
Yes.
The default is most relevant. So they're going to just make it so you don't even see them if you have like that. If you do the most recent, it'll just do it like time-based. So you could probably see it that way, but they're going to remove it from the most relevant section.
Which is what they're doing now with, if you're like, I'm going to link in the comments, you can't see the freaking comment with the link on it until you go into the most recent view. And
for the most part.
You're probably like one of the last
Yeah.
ones. Okay.
The second thing they say they're going to do. So again, this is all around AI comments, which has been a very nuisance on LinkedIn. She says if they detect it, they will remove it outside of the commenter's network. So if you're not in the network of this person that's commenting, it'll be removed from, it sounds like they'll be basically, you won't be able to see it, but maybe the person in their network would be able to see it, which is very interesting. I don't know how they do that, which is great actually. But basically, if I'm not in whoever the commenter is, if I'm not in their network, it won't show them to me.
Okay.
Which is great, because there's also a lot of people that are doing these AI comments, and it's just like a new profile because they're just like AI bots and stuff. So that's really good. So they won't be in my network.
Okay.
Third, most exciting, repeat offenders will get their profile blocked or restricted.
Yeah, baby.
Which that alone should be enough to deter you. Because obviously there are people that are real people. We've all dealt with this, that are doing AI comments, whatever third-party tool, or they just go on whatever that looks like. But they are real people. That third one will scare them, in my opinion. I'm, again, from the horse's mouth, VP of Product Management at LinkedIn.
Did she say at all when they plan to roll this out, or it's already rolled out?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, of course not. Now I'm asking for too much. Silly me.
Yeah, what are you doing?
As my kids say. My kids say, silly me. So yeah.
What are you doing? But I mean,
Okay.
that's pretty great. That's pretty great if they do it.
Yeah.
If they do it.
This
We'll
is
see.
this is good LinkedIn updates. I think this should be like the hero story of this episode, because like that's a big deal, right?
If they do it.
If they
Well, the funny thing
If
here
they
is,
do
though, it's a VP of Product Management LinkedIn, not to mention it again, but it's got 800 likes or so, 206 comments, a bunch of reposts. Most of the ones that I'm scrolling through look to be real, but then you kind of get down to the wasteland and you just start to see the AI comments, which is hilarious because
Okay.
I'm not in these people's network, am I?
Yeah. Maybe they mean you won't see it on the feed though, right? Like that's how.
Yeah, that's good point.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. So last week at ATF, we did a cold outreach workshop, and we covered 5 different types of cold outreach and how you could do it. And it continues to be out of hand on LinkedIn. Little bit. I actually had my own story that happened, and it was kind of wild, and it did kind of take off a little bit. So I'm going to share my firsthand account. I was so upset that this even happened, and that I fell for it. After doing this show and knowing as much as I know, I still somehow fell for it. So this is how I've met like dozens of people on this platform. I meet them in the comments. Even Kevin Rapp and I, we met in the comments, like banter, like funny, whatever. So met this person bantering in the comments. And then he sends me a DM with a connection request, like, hey, that was freaking hilarious, like blah, blah, blah. Just totally normal person. Okay. So we talked a little bit, never once mentioned his company. I didn't go look at his profile, whatever. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, we're just chatting. We find out that we're from the same place in India. He's talking to me about all of the stuff. What?
Really?
What?
So coincidentally, right?
Yeah. Shut.
So crazy.
So crazy. So he's like, talk to me about that. Then he proceeds to tell me about how, like, his dad's at the hospital. So like we had a call scheduled, like a networking call. And he's like, hey, I can't make the call. My dad's in the hospital. And I was like, dude, go take care of your stuff, whatever. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to like deal with childcare because he has a daughter. And like, we're just talking about all the stuff, right? Yeah, like full on. Okay. Okay.
The setup is crazy. This person.
It's crazy. And he's telling me like, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I had a chat with Jess Cook and like all of this shit. So I was like, oh, this is great. Like, whatever. It's fine. We never talk about it. He's like, hey, I would love to like chat more on a call. Really love your vibe, whatever. I'm like, cool. Okay. I get that all the time. I do 3 networking calls a week. It's fine. Anyway, and then the reschedule too. So I was like, okay, reschedule. Like, I get it. So, you know, he was like, real like, okay, we're going to reschedule because my dad's in the fucking hospital. I'm like,
sob
okay.
story.
Sob story. And I fall for it because,
yeah.
you know, screw me. I'm being nice and empathetic. So he reschedules it. So then the call's coming up. He sends me a message like, hey, super excited to connect tomorrow. Like, hopefully the weather's good on your end and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, everything's great. Okay. Fast forward. We get on this call. He's not on the call. There is a person with an entirely different name on the call. Okay. It's me, this person with no camera, and 3 note takers for some freaking reason. 3. Okay. So I'm like, okay. And he goes, hey, I'm so-and-so. The guy is sitting right next to me. Okay. And I'm like, okay, like, is he in trouble or something? Like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, I'm, you know, his manager. And we, you know, just wanted to quickly jump up. We're very excited to talk to you and just really like learn about your business and, you know, see if there's any synergies. Literally said the word fucking synergies to me. And I'm like, okay. And I said, sorry, what do you guys do? I don't even know what you do. Oh, for like the first 6 minutes, he didn't take a breath. Okay. Goes into this whole thing about what their company does and how it's like a 300-person company and blah, 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 staff aug, all this shit. Okay. And then that's when I just lay into him. And I'm like, okay. I was like, thank you for that. I'm going to be honest here. This is not what I expected from this call because not once was it mentioned to me that it was a sales call, that you would be joining and I would not be talking to the person that's sitting next to you, who is not allowed to speak, apparently. He just said nothing.
0?
And then 0. He said nothing. So I bet his manager didn't really let him say anything. Mm-hmm. And so he's just sitting there. And this guy is like trying to handle the call, whatever. And I just lost it. I was probably feeling really sassy that day. So I was like extra and I just went in. I was nice and I gave them feedback. And I'm like, don't ever do this to anyone again. And I thought about it a little bit more. I put it in our group chat. I was dealing with the Sling guy episode from ATF and like talking to a bunch of people about that. So I was already like worked up and in a bad like mental state. And I was like, I'm just done with people thinking they can take advantage. And I got on the call with, you know, some of the girls, kind of told them about it. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to write about this. And I wrote it. I asked Rhoda to cut up a little snippet of my Fathom recording. And I put that stuff on there. I told her blur it, but she didn't do a great job blurring, which is fine. I don't even care. I don't even care. And I put it on there. So we'll play that video here.
It's not easy to do outreach. It's not easy to do cold calling and things like that. But this is absolutely not the way, guys. I'm so sorry. This is just like, I just have such a bitter taste in my mouth. I value my time so much. And I feel like I was presented this in a way that was different from what this call ended up being. And I'm not okay with that at all. And I should be distracted. you guys going hard because you're going to make more enemies than you will make deals. You tell me. You tell me from your mouth.
Mhm.
Did you ever tell me one time that this was going to be a sales call? No.
I can understand, even he's new to the business, so even he's quite excited to bring some business. Might be that's the reason he
There was
really
no business to bring.
curious to have this.
I
Even to be fair, Tess, even we are not looking for any sort of business
No.
engagement.
Come on, guys. The fact that there's two of you on this call,
No, no,
give me a break.
literally, there was no point are about to jump on any sort of business engagement. Intent here is, just wanted to showcase the kind of work, just wanted to know more about you, your business. See, I wish about, to have this call to be in your good books, that was the only intent for the call.
Okay, my networking calls don't go like this. So I'm just telling you that is what you have described as a sales call, and that's it. But anyway, I gotta go. Please take this feedback however you want to take it. Don't do this to other people because it starts a relationship off on a bad foot. Anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Nope, I'll keep this in mind. Pleasure talking to you, ma'am.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. And I didn't think as many people would watch as I thought. I was just like, whatever, I just need to do this. And I got 183 reactions, tons of comments on there. The guy then proceeds to email me or DM me after. I'm so sorry. It's my manager. He didn't let me really talk. I feel really bad. I didn't mean to dupe you and blah, 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 all of this stuff. And I was just like, it's fine. It is what it is now. I just stopped responding. He kept apologizing 5, 6, 7 messages. I saw your post. I didn't mean for you to feel stupid and blah, 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 all of this stuff. So he just kept apologizing. He's like, my dad really was in the hospital. It really was a thing, whatever. And I was like, yeah, your dad was in the hospital. And if he wasn't, you would have had the ambush sales call earlier, So that is what it is. But that's how far people are willing to go for a freaking sales call, But it's in what world would that work though? Oh, you get on a call and the bait and switch are like, I'm getting on to just talk to Tim and shoot the shit. And it's like, who are you using for LinkedIn ads? I would lose it.
I feel like they have a meeting quota.
Oh, 100%.
And this just suffices it. I also feel like it sounded very scammer.
Yes.
It might have turned, if you did say, oh, I am interested, it sounded like it'd be a scamming thing. They might ask for your bank account.
I
think it was one of those. Because I don't know, I can't imagine that working, the sales part of it. But if it was a bigger thing where they can get your banking information, I feel like that would work.
Here's another thing. When I posted about it and I said, oh, they said that they talked to Jess Cook, whatever, she had commented and she said, oh my God, I fell for it too. So I don't know if she got on the phone with them or whatever, but I should verify with her what they said and how they said it and what they did. But yeah, it just did not have all the tells. And that's the scary part. It's like you're like, oh, stop sending me all this phishing training, from your IT team. And then you actually get phished, a phishing email. You're like, shit, I can't believe I clicked that link. That is literally how I felt in that moment.
So I was going to ask if the Just Cook thing was real, if that was true.
Yeah,
or not. She did say she did talk to them, but again, that did Just Cook mention your name? That's pretty far out. Just to take it because you have a lot of connections naturally.
Yeah,
because of
you're
on LinkedIn. You're taking.
They probably saw that we are on posts together because we were promoting ETF so much, and so recently we've had a lot of posts together. But it was funny because there were comments on my post that were really funny. One is from Stefan. He said, I bet in their pipeline, they still have you marked as a maybe, which is true because I'm ending the call and they're like, no, but if you want, just in the future, may not now, but in the future, if you need us, we're here. I'm like, what? Why? How can you even ask that of me? I will never, ever, ever buy from you. That is never, you've ruined it. This will never happen.
100% going to be in a closed loss sequence. Too, so sorry.
Close. Yeah,
100%.
exactly. In the nurture, close loss. Okay, well, we had some other funny ones. Do you want to cover them? You want me to fly through them, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, fly through them. I just want to make a note here. The shitification of outreach is getting bad. Like
Oh.
I know we're cherry picking because it's just people just put out what they put out on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, but my emails are getting worse and worse. Like the amount people are just kind of picking out posts to talk about. Like I put one out about like bashing ChatGPT or something like that, and they're like, I see that you use ChatGPT. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm literally
And?
moving away from them. Literally. Like the whole post is about that.
Yeah.
Or like I see you're at B2B Riz, or like I had one so stupid. Someone from Reddit saw that I was in an ad account from the company I worked at before, Directive, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which on my profile it clearly states I don't work there anymore. But they went to my my b2briz.com, hit the schedule like booked a call with me, and then in the note where it says like any notes for the call, it talks about like I know I saw you in the Directive ad account. I want to talk about how we can increase revenue from Reddit or something like that. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
it's getting so bad. Like the outreach is just, I think it's very, very terrible.
Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like there's been a flood even in just the last week of everybody saying, oh my God, I like getting targeted with this. This is another outreach. This is another thing. And it's like,
because automated. It's all automated. Cloud cowork and all that crap. Cloudbot.
Yeah, Claude. Okay. So here are some, let's go through them really quickly that we cherry picked from the last few weeks. And we actually lowered the amount that was in here. There were actually quite a few. So let's see here. Now, first one is Chelsea Lassen. She's our friend. She used to work at Chili Pepper. Where is she now? Somewhere else? Okay, so she said, fastest way to get me not to buy your software is by calling my personal cell phone, a number I did not give you or give you permission to use, especially when you called me twice before noon and then email me in the midst of it all. It's even more disappointing when it's a product you like, often recommended to people. Okay, and so she goes on. She's like, I swear I'm on every do not call list. I'm like, I understand you guys have a job to do. I have so much empathy for that. But this is like borderline harassment. And she goes, heavily debated whether or not to name the company, but Riverside, which you and I are literally on right now. We are customers of Riverside. And it said, this made me hit my breaking point today. Please do better. So we're already customers. We don't see such aggressive outreach. But yeah, I'm so weird about giving my number out to people, and I'm very specific about it. And I'm like class A blocker, any small thing, it's like scam, junk, whatever, because I don't like people having direct access to me. Hence why I hate Slack. I'm more like, give me some time to get back to you, unless you're a friend of mine and we're talking about something fun. Okay, the second one, it says, I don't know, really debating taking this meeting. What do we think? And it's a screenshot of this email that says, subject line, you will take this meeting. That's some manifestation shit.
Confidence.
That's like, you will do it. It sounds like a threat is what it is. And he goes, hey, Jordan, I need your help, please. I've been taken prisoner by the cartel in Guadalajara, and they said I need 3 more people to book a discovery call with me in the next 24 hours. Will you be person 1? I don't know. Is this creative or not?
That's kind of funny.
It's funny, right?
I wish they kind of went with what's the classic scam, like the Peruvian king who like I'll repay you. You just need to pay like $500 or whatever.
Like, please. Colin Majak, he's a regular that we feature on this podcast, but he says, cold outreach hack. Try lightly insulting your prospect city. Nothing says personalization like telling them their city is dirty and has, quote, fallen off. Follow for more sales tips. So this person goes, we need a meetup in Nashville. I could do some live music, though I've heard Nashville these days has been falling off. Is that true? And Colin says, thanks, that would be fun. Not totally sure what you mean by Nashville falling off. And he goes, yeah, right. Yeah, I've heard the city has died down a bit and gotten quite dirty on the main couple of strips. And Colin says, if I can give you some advice, I wouldn't recommend starting a cold outreach by low-key insulting someone's city. This happens all the time with me because I live in Columbus, and they're like, isn't Columbus like really gross and Midwest and tiny and small? And I have like a list of facts ready to serve to people to be like, no, Columbus is cool. Okay.
Like what?
Like, we are the 14th largest city in the US. We have the highest per capita LGBTQ community. We have one of the best prides in the country. We have all the HQs, Huntington Bank, Chase, Victoria's Secret, Wendy's, all of them are
All
HQ
dying,
here.
so.
Victoria's, what?
All those are
Abercrombie,
dying.
they're not all
Oh,
dying.
that
Okay.
one's been dead since. No.
Abercrombie, one of my best friends works there. Stop it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not good.
Okay. And then moving on to the next one, someone said, someone booked a call in my calendar without any permission saying this. I replied as a yes, still waiting for the video. So the calendar request is what she screenshotted, and the subject line or meeting name is you plus me equals bag of money emoji and a baby emoji ? Cash baby. So cute. And it says,
It's not bad.
yeah, it's not bad. It goes, now that I got your attention, listen, I watched your 4 videos on Instagram and got bored in 10 seconds. I have created one video on exactly how it should be. Happy to wire you $500 if you don't like the video. Reply back with a yes and let's chat. FYI, I'm a 17-year-old trying to make a living. You got to respect the hustle, bro. See ya. It's not bad.
It's not bad, but there's no shot he's gonna wear the $500.
Yeah, and it's a crazy incentive. Like crazy.
I would just say I don't like it. I would, because of this, because they did it this way, I would just say I don't like it and just see if
just
they
so I
hire
could
it.
get 500.
I'm sure there's some sort of like, all right, but we have to have a meeting first, or some bullshit like that. That's my only qualm with it.
She said yes, and she's still waiting for the video. So clearly he's not hustling that hard.
Yeah.
Probably played video games too late into the night and now can't get up, you know.
Don't make assumptions there. You don't know.
Speaking of bro, this is one I got. I didn't think it would take off like this because I shared it in the group chat with you and Kaylee first. And it was Feb 4th. So I have been trying my hand at TikTok videos and Instagram or whatever. And so it's kind of like low-key an insult. So this person sends me this DM and says, do you need a video editor, bro? And I wasn't even turned off by it. I was like, one, that is so direct, which is my, communication style. And I love that. Second, the bro, the casual nature. And I was like, okay, I can get down with a bro. Third being neither of us are bros. That's like a woman sending it to me, also a woman. So like that also added a layer of like extra casual. And it was just so chill. And it's almost like it was kind of an insult at the same time because it was based on a video that I had posted. So it was like, hey, you need a video editor because your video sucks. But also I kind of like it. So I feel like the toxic person in me is like, this is like kind of hard to get. You're low-key insulting me, but like I like it. I don't know. I kind of like it. So I said, hey, if I did outreach, this is the way I do it. I just message the head of marketing at Loom and just say, do you need landing pages, bro? Should I do it? Should we try?
No, because what you're missing here is this is Instagram life. Like that works on Instagram, probably not on LinkedIn.
I would beg to differ because look at all the comments. Every single person was like, oh my God, I love this.
Oh yeah.
Yada, yada, yada.
People in the comments always buy. People in the comments always buy.
But listen, the comments always buy. But listen to this other part. I did get a few DMs today saying, do you need X, bro? Because I said that I like this. Because that we're like that. We're like that on LinkedIn.
And you're not going to buy. So.
And I'm not going to buy. I laughed. Nice. I laughed, but I'm not buying.
Yeah, I guess it's better than Scammer Boy.
Better than Scammer Boy. That's right. Okay, moving on.
Our best friend is back. I'm excited about it. To be honest.
Is he B2B or not B2B now? Like I don't get it.
He's B2B to B2C.
Okay, all right.
To B. He's B2C to B2B.
Yeah.
To C. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And our best friend being the one and only CW Chris Walker, founder and Encoded now. Greatest hair in history of B2B. Fight me on that. He's back though. He's changed up his tone a little bit in this post specifically because one thing Chris did recently was he applied for the HubSpot for startups and unfortunately did not get in. So I'm going to start with the image, which is a screenshot of the reply that HubSpot for startups gave him on his unfortunate disqualification. The subject line was, you didn't qualify for HubSpot startups. Let's work it out. It's actually interesting. Hi, Chris. After carefully evaluating your application, we are sorry to inform you that you have not met the requirements for HubSpot for startups. If you believe you qualify or think there may have been an error with the discount offered, you are welcome to submit an appeal through this link. Obviously, hyperlinking the appeal option. Let's see what it is. Actually, I'm just going to start with Chris Walker's first comment, and then we'll go to the post.
Okay.
He says, I appreciate the people who have reached out with potential solutions and workarounds to get accepted to the program. However, that's not my goal. It's clear this program is designed to support venture-backed companies and exclude bootstrapped companies.
Mm-hmm.
My decision to no longer use HubSpot is about misalignment of values. I am a proud 3X bootstrapper and supportive of other entrepreneurs who do the same when it makes sense for them. So that gives a little bit foreshadowing. So basically he's saying he's been a HubSpot fan for a very long time, over a decade. I've heard him talk about HubSpot. And I think actually at Refine Labs, he only wanted to work with companies that use HubSpot and Salesforce.
Wow. Okay.
That might have changed. I'm not sure. But he says we did not. So he applied for Encoded, his new company right now, which is kind of like a B2C-ish company. I don't even know if ish is the right word there. But he says, today we applied for HubSpot startups and got rejected, not because we're too early, not because we don't have a product, not because we don't have customers, because we didn't raise venture capital. And he goes on to say he's obviously mad about it and he's going to stop using HubSpot essentially because they denied him of it because of not having funding, which he goes on to say that that's just not right. Like, you don't need funding. You can bootstrap, like you can do all that stuff. The capital is actually kind of a hindrance. I think he's right. My only question, we don't have an answer to this right now. My only question is because the email screenshot he shows us does not say anything about not having funding. The question becomes, is it because he didn't have funding or capital, or is it because Encode is more of like a B2C product? And I don't know the situation. I don't know the situations with that. I don't know the stipulations there, but like it just doesn't say anything about not having capital.
Okay, that's an interesting observation that I did not make. So very interesting that
you were going to go deep in it, huh?
Brought that up. I mean, I was like, I just took his word for it that it's because that's the excuse that they use, but they don't actually say that in the email, which is pretty telling. But the thing that I think personally is that it's kind of a hard concept to buy into. And we don't know what the requirements are to get into the program. Is it something that HubSpot believes there will be a return in or whatever? Do they have to agree with the value of the actual product? That kind of thing, which I guess he could be categorized as like a kind of like a journaling, kind of AI situation. There's other ones like that. Oh, what? I
just obviously did a quick little look-see.
Quick look-see.
Quick look-see. So HubSpot for startups, under the who qualifies. This is under HubSpot's website, by the way. So there's two sections here. So basically HubSpot for startups gives you a discount on the plan. There's two options here. There's startups eligible for 90% off year one. And I'll read the kind of stipulate the requirements for that. And then there's startups eligible for up to 30% off of year one. Obviously, big difference, 30% to 90%. The requirements for the 90%. Now, to his point, the first requirement is raised pre-seed, seed, or Series A funding, but not Series B or later. So it sounds like you do need some sort of funding.
Okay, I gotcha.
Second one is affiliated with an approved HubSpot for startups partner or have raised verified venture funding. Again, funding.
Okay.
And then on the third one, for some reason, it says, this is just like not really a requirement, but it says up to 50% off your second year and up to 25% off in year 3. So maybe he applied for that one and didn't get it. Now, the question is, did he apply for the other one? Or maybe is that like the second thing that they offer? The second one, which is 30% off year one, says associated with one of our approved entrepreneurial organizations.
Okay.
And then get 15% off year 2. So there's a lot less requirements. So if he's talking about the first one, he's right. Like that, or not right, but like that was probably it. Okay. Maybe. And obviously everyone wants 90% off, not 30% off. So probably.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So it could be right that it's because he doesn't have funding, and it doesn't say anything about the actual product. So my assumption might be wrong in the sense that they don't really care what he's selling. He's just not eligible according to their requirements of who they back, which is places that already have other backers, it sounds like. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
my thing is then, where'd he get the story that HubSpot's always the one that's supporting the underdogs? Not necessarily, because underdogs aren't the ones that have gotten funding. You know what I mean? Underdogs are the ones that are bootstrapped and like things like that. But HubSpot's not saying or claiming that that's who they go after unless that requirement list has changed in recent past.
I think, again, assumptions here. I think he's just talking about, I don't know if there's any other, I've never heard of any other ones that give you % off for being a startup. Like Salesforce definitely doesn't do it. I don't
No,
think.
they
Like,
don't care.
I don't think any platform is supporting startups that way. Like it's literally called HubSpot for startups. So I think that's what he means by the underdog type of thing. Also, he's been in the ecosystem using HubSpot, and I'm sure their Roofing Labs has a partnership with HubSpot, so that he probably knows some more information that we don't know. But he's, in this, I just read his post too. It does say that they get 90% off. Take 30%, man. Just take 30p. 30p is off. That's bad. It's not bad.
He's mad. Chris Walker goes for the most or nothing,
Or Claude code one.
That's why he's been successful.
Or code one, because everyone can code CRMs these days. So
code one.
Just build one. Everyone could build one.
No, I wonder if we went through the comments who he's going to support now if he was such a diehard HubSpot fan, But
should it be a B2C one?
I don't know. Is
Like
there such a thing as what's a B2C CRM?
I think a Sugar CRM is one.
Oh. Okay.
B2C-ish. I mean, I don't know if they're like
Wow, I know nothing about the B2C world other than just being the C.
noob.
The consumer. Okay, let's go through close one.
All right,
Close it
fair
out.
enough.
We've been going for an hour and a half, I think.
Don't know. They don't need to know.
They're gonna know when the episode goes live and they're like, hour 30 minutes.
They're-
Okay.
Closed one.
Close
Okay,
one.
closed one.
I'm gonna start off with the first one. You're gonna go with your best friend right after.
Okay, my best friend.
Close one. Starting off with Renee Lynn Froyo. She says, the greatest act of love on LinkedIn is commenting on someone's promotional post. Be a love and help a connection beat the algorithm today by giving them a little engagement boost to build their business.
This is so true. We
Very
talk
true.
about this all the time. If you do a brand post or I do a brand post, like automatic, I am liking it. I am helping my buddy out because, and not that the brands we work with are like, what are the numbers? But it obviously helps do it.
They
and
do,
I
by the way.
don't mess with anybody's money. So even if you're like a person, we've had some issues, I will not mess with business. And, if you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do. That kind of thing.
I think that's
So,
sad.
what?
I don't think you're helping the person, in my opinion.
Why?
If it's not good, don't like it. Like, make them better.
Oh, I don't even read them. I just like them.
See, yeah,
Is that bad?
See, if my best friend was cooking and the food was garbage, I'm not gonna tell him it was good.
Yeah, but that's
How they-
different. That you're not messing with his livelihood by saying that.
They want to be a chef. They want
If
to
they
be
wanna be a chef.
6 Michelin star chef.
Listen, I just assume your work is good. I just believe
Bad.
in that.
Bad friend.
Okay, Renee Shaw, my new bestie, which
Mhm.
a dream has come true because I've just wanted to be her friend for so long. We've covered her so many times on this podcast, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna message her, and I did, and now we're besties. So just so FYI, I want to take credit for being the inspiration behind this post
Oh,
because
okay.
we were laughing and we were talking about something similar to this in the DMs, and then she posted this, and it said, to Renee Shaw, bill to LinkedIn Corporation. And basically, she has organic impressions generated for your platform, 8,000 quantity, $40,000. All these line items of this fake invoice that she put together. She's going to say it's a real invoice. But she's like, algorithm R&D performed at my own expense. Original content used to train your AI features. Followers retained on your platform because of me. Emotional damage from posting on LinkedIn daily, unpaid beta testing of creator mode. So she builds this to LinkedIn and she's like, this is how much you owe me for putting into this platform. Hilarious. Over 1,000 freaking likes, as it does deserve. And just she just kills it. Yeah. She also posted one and then she sent me this video and she said, I posted this one for you. And it's this one. It's this video where she's just a strange person, but I kind of love it.
It's of her dancing to I don't know the context here,
Anyway,
but
so
Can you explain it? Like, is there a background
Yeah,
to
it's like
this?
this is like what's her name? No, she just
I don't
sent
know.
this to me and she was just like, I made this for you. Because we were just talking about how we're being weird on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, you should like come on the pod and like do all this stuff. And so she sent this like, this is just who I am. I don't have like a content strategy or whatever. She's just always been like this. Nothing to do with B2B SaaS or anything. She's just like, I'm just like unhinged all the time. So I thought that was funny. Okay, last one.
Last one. This is from Amy Watts. Very simple. Did you just reply to yourself from the brand account? And it's a meme of Elmo in a suit in a courtroom saying, "I'll sue you." 1,500 likes. I mean, it blew up.
Insane.
I do it. I've done it. I've had full blown conversations with myself.
Oh yeah, we are all aware from the B2B Riz account, and then
I've got multiple company pages
Tim
too, like that.
Davidson.
Just great conversations together. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good therapy. How about that?
Yeah, I mean,
do it.
I use the Notorious B2B account more than I do the Scroll Lab account. I have the Scroll Lab account, and I use the Scroll Lab account to like repost and like some of the stuff that I have put out about landing pages. But Notorious B2B, I will use that account to comment, like, troll, say a bunch of stuff, respond to myself. I'm like, it would be really funny if someone said this to me, so then I'll just say it to myself. 100%. Like, you don't even LinkedIn if you don't do that.
Here's what I'll say. I have access to probably like 35 company pages at this
Oh,
point.
shit.
Just because of like LinkedIn ads, like you have to have access to ads and all that. And like,
Yeah.
by the way, no one revokes your access. If you
No,
don't work
I
with you
still
for a
have
long time.
access to the
it's so
companies I
crazy.
worked at full time. I still
Yeah.
have access to them. Like, okay.
So what I'm saying is you're lucky all my posts don't start off with 35 comments and 35 likes from different company pages. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
lucky.
We do honest work here on LinkedIn and at
Yeah,
Notorious
well,
B2B.
It's not the best work, but it's honest work.
It's honest work. All right,
All
retention.
right, retention rate.
All right, let's be honest. You probably didn't go to school for B2B marketing. I didn't. And that's exactly why we built Exit 5. It's now the top community for B2B marketers. You can learn more about our community and our in-person events over there at exit5.com, or at least join the newsletter. I read every message, and I promise that if you reply, I will reply back. See you over at exit5.com.
Big thanks to Vector for keeping our ad dollars where they belong, in front of people that Seth would love to talk to. So stop donating your money to native ad targeting and start targeting your exact buyers with Vector.co.